Welcome to Active Sports TV. You're now tuned in and kicking it with your host, Active. Yeah, man, it ain't no fluke. You see it in the title. I said it with my chest, and I mean it. Had to pause, man. I had that awkward silence because I mean business, just like Terence Bud Crawford. Shout out to the Active Battalion. If you are a new viewer, appreciate you tuning in at this moment in time. You are where you should be as I go ahead and educate you on this mega fight that's going to take place September 13th in Las Vegas, man, the Mecca of boxing in the Legion Stadium, man. It's going to be big, 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 just like this episode here. So, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button as well. That's how we go ahead and try to get in this algorithm. Without further ado, let's kill the music and let's go ahead and have that one-on-one conversation, man, with the world and the fans of boxing. Yeah, man. Ain't gonna hold you. We ain't got no whole spill to put to it. Once again, thank you guys for your support. This is Active Sports TV. Make yourself familiar. We got all type of genres of sports content, but we ain't gonna get into nothing else but the prime time showcase bout, mega fight of the century, they say. Terence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, man. My title is not misprint. Not at all. I said it with my chest. Left you with the pause so you know I'm dead serious. Canelo Alvarez is about to be upset September 13th. And I'm going to explain many ways on how that's going to happen. But you're going to have to tune in to the full episode. So at the end of this episode, you reach the same conclusion that I'm going to reach when it comes to predictions in this fight. Mega fight, that is. Terence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Now, first things first, we always got to address the haters in the room. Hi, haters. How you doing? How you doing? If you ain't familiar with me, you seen the little glimpses of me, this is your first introduction to Active Sports TV. Get familiar. I'm going to piss you off. I'm going to make you mad because we got a lot of narratives out here being pushed by these boxing channels, big boxing channels, that is. You know what I mean? The showbiz, shout out to showbiz, does a wonderful job for boxing. Love some of his content. Don't always agree, sometimes never agree with showbiz, but love the hustle, love the grind, keep doing what you do. But I'm on the opposite side of this perspective. You dig? I'm addressing everything that's being avoided in this mega fight between Terence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. We got 11 days out. There ain't no need for me to play with y'all no more. We got 11 days out. It is no need for me, Active, to be playing any games with any Canelo Alvarez fans or anybody that's doubting Terence Bud Crawford greatness leading up to this fight. Listen, I don't back many fighters like this. I don't stick my neck on the line like this. But if I happen to be wrong, it's going to be a devastating feeling. I know. I'm a realist. A real one can tell you face to face. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. But see, we got this, we got the glasses on. We got the ski mask on. You know what that means? We coming to take it off. We coming to take it off from Canelo Alvarez, man. Yeah, 3-time undisputed. We ain't even letting that even enter into our mind frame at all. it's not a part of our mentality. We gonna win regardless. And I'm gonna point out the different ways. But I want to address the haters in the room. You know, we got Canelo Alvarez fans, big time haters, some logical fans. Shout out to the logical ones who understand boxing, who's been a fan of boxing, who don't just always pick with a flag and with a nationality. You feel me? Um, and make a logical choice based upon the facts that is presented to you. In this case, with Terence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Now, to those fans, this is not for you. Don't take it personal. Don't get all in your feelings. This is just me addressing those other haters out there who believe Canelo Alvarez is going to mop the floor with Terence Bud Crawford. He don't have a chance in the world. And then by just narrowing it all the way down, getting to the nitty gritty of the shit, the ones that just picking Canelo just because he's Mexican and they're Mexican and that's it and that's all. That right there to me, it shows, you know, that you in for a rude awakening. You're gonna be hurt the worst. That's all. You're gonna be the one crying the most. Yeah, we're gonna have to give you several boxes of Kleenex, as Terence Bud Crawford has already mentioned. You know what I mean? It's y'all due for a whole, you know, a rude awakening. A rude awakening. I had to go ahead and regroup, but you know, I catch it Active Sports TV on stay on point. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. This here is to explain how Terence Bud Crawford will upset Canelo Alvarez. As we 11 days out to this mega fight due to take place in Las Vegas, you got two-time undisputed 4 divisional champion Terence Bud Crawford, who's been knocking down every competitor that's standing in his way, willing to get in the ring, and I mean willing to get in the ring in phenomenal fashion. Just ending a 7-year knockout streak, destroying everyone at 147, also becoming the champion at 154 versus Israel Mondolov. This man is hunting. He is still hunting. He's hungry. All those accomplishments mean nothing, team, but because y'all don't respect it. And I want you not to respect it. Keep not respecting it. Please, please, please don't respect it. Say it loud enough. Post a picture, put it on a billboard. So right in front of Bud Hotel. That's what I want you to do. Piss him off in the worst way, please. Because I want to see another performance like Earl Spence Jr. That's what I want to see. Shout out to Earl. Warrior. This ain't to knock him, you know, but that ass whooping was an ass whooping nonetheless. We got to keep it real over here on Active Sports TV. That's just what we do. This is going to probably be a long episode, man. So y'all go ahead and sit back, chillax. I got asked y'all in the beginning of this episode, go get you some refreshments. Pull up a chair. Because it's a lot to address. We already said hi to the haters. I know y'all in the room. Y'all going to be crying. Y'all going to be mad. Because Bud has more skills to pay the bills than Canelo Alvarez. And you know it. You know it. I'm going to prove it. First fact. The main thing needs to be addressed. Why is people out here being delusional to the fact of what fan base is going to attach to what fighter? Like this right here, it dumbfounds me. Like I don't understand what's wrong with listen, if you rep your country and that's how you fan, by all means, do your thing. Don't get mad at the next man for doing it. If they share the same values you do, then what's the problem? See, this is the problem I have with haters because y'all don't use logic in nothing. Nothing. Y'all just be mad at this, mad at that, picking for this, picking for that, and nothing that you do makes sense. You want to use an argument against the same argument that can be used against you. Make that make sense. Oh, you're just picking the black fighter because he's black. Why are you picking Canelo? I'm gonna tell you why I'm picking Terence Bud Crawford. I'm gonna break it down to you many ways, but I've been hearing many opinions, especially from Mexican fans, Canelo fans, and you are only giving me one reason for him to win this fight, other than he's the bigger man and he needs to win for Mexico. That ain't enough, bro. That ain't enough. That you need to go back to the drawing board, work on a better argument. Study your fighter, study his Team Alvarez, Eddie Venoso. See what they doing, because it's gonna take much more than that. Your pride and you holding on to your country flag to get Canelo out of this ass whooping on September 13th. That's just what it is. It ain't gonna get him out of there. Now it may soften up the wounds afterwards. Bandage up the wounds afterwards. Give him some, tender love and care. Pick him back up, because he is a great, nonetheless, pound for pound Hall of Famer. Yes. Dangerous man. Yes. But is he flawless? I'm going to poke at that right now. Listen, we're talking about fans, and this disappointed me. I'm going to give y'all some audio right here just to furthermore explain my point, based upon fans who's picking with logic and fans who's just picking based upon their pride and what they will to happen for their respected country. And it's all good, but let's just let it be known, man. Let's not beat around the bush. So I want to go and play this audio for y'all. Shout out to Fight Hub, man. We got one for Fernando Vargas' sons. I don't know if it's Fernando Vargas Jr., Armando, Elamando. Listen, not to make fun of none of their names, but I believe that's what their full names are. But the Vargas sons gives his opinion, man, has to sit down and shares his opinion on what he believes is going to happen versus Terence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, September 13th. Give me a second to pull that up for y'all.
You know what's crazy is I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fight, he comes out of his way.
Crawford make you a fan.
All respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel like going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And
I told you this all out here.
I feel Terence great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snap back, or catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw, because you see Canelo has had problems with southpaws. You can see Canelo. I can see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6-step.
Now, let's go ahead and chop that up. This is what we're getting from. This is a pro fighter and a phenomenal up and coming, prospect in the sport of boxing. Like I said, forgive me for not knowing exactly what son this is, but I believe, he looked just like the junior. So I'm gonna say Fernando Vargas Jr., but it is one of his sons, sitting down with Fight Height. And just to get to some of what he's saying is he's picking Canelo Alvarez due to Terence Bud Crawford moving up 3 weight classes. Now I say to that, and I debunk that. Now, what happens if Terence Bud Crawford is acclimated to the weight class and he has no problem whatsoever at 168? See, this is what logical fans seem to weigh on their balance beam. You dig? To see if they're making the wise choice. Because what's more likely to happen? Terence Bud Crawford, a world-rounded, decorated fighter, as I told you, 2-time undisputed in 2 different weight classes. four-time divisional champion, proving that he can move his power. His power can be acclimated to each weight class he's already conquered, starting as little, starting in a lighter weight classes as early as, lightweight 135, 140, 147, 147 to 135. That is a 12-pound difference. That's two weight classes. And you say, Active, why are you mentioning that? Because the question is being asked by pro athletes, pro fighters, everyone's boxing fans, Canelo fans. Will Terence Bud Crawford power carry up to his new weight class at 168? And I'm like, maybe that I need to take the glasses off so they can see. We've seen this with Terence Bud Crawford several times out. 135, dominated. 140, undisputed. 5-pound difference. Here's the kicker. Let me put my glasses back on. Do you know where he was at his best at? Too late. I'm going to give it to you. 147. A 12-pound increase from where he originally started his career, fighting the elites such as Gamboa, Ricky Burns, Victor Postal. Say what you want. These guys are champions. Gamboa, also a phenomenal amateur gold medalist, Cuban style. That man was a beast at featherweight. Like, let's stop playing. Give Gamboa the same respect you give Lomachenko and all of that, because that man was highly, highly, highly feared. He didn't fall off until Terence Bud Crawford knocked him off. Remember that. Victor Postal stopped Matisse, the villain, who Danny Garcia also became undisputed in defeating. But this man was a crusher. Argentina guy. I know we going back in history, but you come for the knowledge. This ain't just rambling and talk. I'm a different type host. Active will leave you with knowledge at the end of this episode. Follow me. If you haven't, get your refreshments. Now, with that being said, these are the names, champions that had to be conquered. Titles had to be taken away in order to get to 147, where we seen a master class performance. Jeff Horn, some would say not elite, but did he not defeat one of the most elite fighters of this era, and Manny Pacquiao, to become champion? I'm going to leave you with that. See, Terence Bud Crawford didn't get the easy pickings and the I'm going to avoid mandatories and this tomato can looks good, that cherry looks great, give them to me. He had to go through the top competition, and he did it in fantastic fashion, demolishing them. But let me get back to my point, because we got a lot to uncook with old young Vargas. Fernando Vargas, you should have been talking to this young man. You know better. You know better. You know his weight class for a reason. You remember what Oscar did. Even when you tried to put on an extra pounds, I'm going to leave that there. But he doing this. He's making his opinion based upon if Terence Bud Crawford can be acclimated to the weight class. I've said it's already been done. Jeff Horn snatched the title, 12 pounds the heavier guy. Terence Bud Crawford moved up to beat him. Earl Spence Jr., same. Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Mean Machine. Who else? Who else you want to throw in there? All destroyed. David Asmanesian, destroyed. And many, many more on that list. 147. No one can even get through 12 rounds with Terence Bud Crawford after that 12-pound increase. So what are we talking about? We're talking about a future Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer in Terence Bud Crawford, who's flawless, never to lose. And all of this doubt behind weight, I ain't hearing no skills. I ain't hearing no game plans. Where Canelo has the edge in this, where Canelo has the edge in that. But we're gonna let him sum it up. All right, let's finish this audio.
The next round on up, I think he'll figure him out, and we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with the victory.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But other boxing fans will say he's rooting for Canelo Alvarez just because he's Mexican. And it'll be good for La Raza. No problem. On Active Sports TV. Same here with Terence Bud Crawford. When Terence Bud Crawford wins, it will be good for all Black Americans. And we will be proud. And we will celebrate because it will be good for our culture. That ain't the only reason why we picking Bud. But that's one of the main ones, without a doubt. So don't get upset. Don't get your panties in a bunch. We grown men. We live in this world. We walk this world. We know what's in this world. We want a better place. We teach our kids to live in a better place. All you do is be the example. But this is something outside of reality, day-to-day real world. You feel me? This is sports. Fans, keep it sports. Allow people to be fans. At the end of the day, whatever make these people sleep at night, it ain't gonna get you no further to your accomplishments by being that type of thing. Period. Now, moving off of that, spend a little bit too much time on it. We got a lot to dissect, but he said a lot in that audio. Vargas' son said that he looks at Terence Bud Crawford probably getting off, maybe flustering Canelo Alvarez, which I believe is going to take place sometime in the late rounds. Well, not late, mid rounds. I would say 7, 8, 9, where Canelo Alvarez is pretty much looking at the clock. That what Terence Bud Crawford will be bringing in that ring and putting on display on Canelo Alvarez, he will have no choice but to try to, lift Terence Bud Crawford over his head or try to, overpower him. But I don't believe that's going to be the case. Just to hint to the fact, to my early point of debunking, these limited boxing fans' knowledge upon weight classes. Listen, we've seen this happen multiple times. We've seen Roy Jones do it. We've seen James Toney do it. We've heard of Henry Armstrong doing it. We've seen, Ray Leonard with Marvin Hagler, Roberto Durant. I mean, people forget that Roberto Durant was unstoppable at lightweight, moving up to welterweight to defeat Sugar Ray Leonard. Greatness always has its path that has to be taken in order to be legendary. to be catapulted to legendary? Is it okay to just be great? Is it okay to just be great? Some will say absolutely yes. I believe Canelo Alvarez fans are content with the career that Canelo has had, with already lost to a smaller fighter in Floyd Mayweather and earlier in his career. The excuse was he wasn't experienced enough. He didn't quite know how to take that fight. See, whatever was the excuse. Then late um cherry picking, avoiding the best opposition, avoiding the best competition at the time. Then David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Yeah, these great. Well, they haven't proven to be great, right? These good fighters who were mandatories and avoided by Canelo Alvarez, only for him to fall short to attempt to be legendary and reach the light heavyweight division and unify titles, only to fall short against Dimitri Bivol. Now, we had this false impression that Canelo Alvarez has these major accomplishments that need to be bragged upon, that needs to be bowed at, and I call cap. Canelo Alvarez is a good fighter, great fighter, I would say, for the longevity, him being able to stay at the top for so long. But we all know that's been orchestrated and protected. This man, it's funny, active sports viewers, the excuse that keeps popping up when I hint to this fact that Canelo Alvarez power is overrated because we've not seen him put anyone to the canvas and stop them before 12 rounds since Caleb Plant. That'd be damn near 4 years ago. Now, people down Terence Bud Crawford after coming off a 7 year streak of knocking people out. Damn near knocked Israel Mazlov out if he wanted to engage, but handled him quite well. He didn't want to walk through the power. He damn sure didn't try to overwhelm Bud and manhandle Bud being a bigger guy. We didn't see that. But I asked, where is this explosive superhuman power that Canelo Alvarez possessed? Because first of all, yeah, we're gonna be dramatic with this. Y'all not even tell these narrative pushers ain't being real with y'all. See, they compromise and they not truly for the integrity of boxing. Let's just get that out. All your biggest channels, these dudes that don't make no sense, saying things that don't make no sense, who actually sit with these fighters, have these interviews, they know what's up. This man has been heavily protected. He's been able to pick and choose each of his opponents since Floyd Mayweather retired. He gradually fulfilled those shoes. Floyd gave him the blueprint. This is definitely stemming from Floyd. This is the stain on Floyd's career, from my opinion, on Active Sports TV. Hater or love it, scratch your ass and get glad. That's just what it is. Sorry, kids, from my friends. But he started this trend. Canelo Alvarez took it and ran with it and been stalling these potential great fighters. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, Jamal Charlo, and now David Benavidez for over half a decade. And it's a crime. It's a shame. You want us to praise a man that's been purposely avoiding the best competition throughout his whole journey gradually growing into the weight classes that he is in. Jamal was looking for him at 154. He didn't want no smoke. 160. He didn't want no smoke. Came to mandatory at 160. Andrade, same. 160. He didn't want no smoke. He wanted to go on the UK bum tour. We didn't forget Billy Joe Saunders. We didn't forget Triple G. Like, listen, that to me, that was a cherry pick. Triple G did absolutely nothing in his career. If he did, put it in the comments to tell me what was his greatest accomplishment in the middleweight division. Please put it in the comments and tell me what historic did Triple G do to consider himself elite. So that, and he was avoided just as well as Andrade, Charlo, and Benavidez. These guys have all been on the Canelo weight tour. While this man been fighting Rocky Fieldhands, Jaime Magia, Edgar Berlanga, Caleb Plant. Not to knock Caleb Plant, he was a better competition out of the other names that I mentioned, but you get my point. This man went as far as picking the lowest chair you can pick. After knowing that PVC has been stalling their fighters out, keeping them on long, hiatus and things of that nature where they on pretty much pre-retirement. Canelo waited them brothers out, decided that I'm going to pick the little brother instead of the big brother because the little brother is 2 weight classes below my current weight class than the one that's more acclimated, meaning he will be more of a challenge, more competitive, fight with more of a purpose. Plus, he been chasing his ass for the last 4 years. Excuse my French. Sorry about that. But I get upset with Canelo fans acting like, or in these large YouTube channels pushing this narrative for Canelo like he's some worldly fighter that we need to bow at. Now let's get to his biggest wins. Have they not all came with controversy? Triple G, first fight, some majority believe he lost. Second fight, half and half. Some went Triple G, some went Canelo. But it was never a wipeout performance by Canelo to where it was a clear out victory for Canelo Alvarez. If I'm lying, pull it up. Floyd Mayweather, did he win? No. Demetrius Bivol, did he win? No. The only thing you can try to pull out your backside, keeping it PG for the kids, you will bring up old Kovalev, who happens to follow the same trend of being out of the ring for a long period of time. But he happened to have got pretty much prior to that long layoff, he had a war with Anthony Yarde that he just happened to be victorious in. But that took a lot out of Kovalev prior to Canelo Alvarez fighting. So I say all this to say, point, Billy Joe. Who is Billy Joe Saunders and what has he done to put him on elite status? John Ryder, Jaime Magia, Caleb Plant. No. Edgar Berlanga. No. This is the golden star. Jamel Charlo. the undisputed junior middleweight champion, 154 champion, not 168. Man, y'all better get up out of here with all of that fairy tale stuff over here. That don't play over here on Active Sports TV. Not in my ride. Yeah, we going minister society on them because it's time to get on that type of it's on time to get on that type of level. Ain't no need to play with you. I said in the beginning. I'm here to debunk and I'm here to slaughter. Excuse me, let me get a drink. Here to slaughter all of these narratives from these big channels who happen to know boxing. Tell me this. Now, we got Jerron Boots Ennis coming to camp. Now, we've been hearing Fernandez coming to camp, going to camp. We've been hearing about Jerron Boots and his brother being in camp. We heard about Van Saint, the switch longer arm fighter that was there the majority of time in camp. Sorry about that. In camp. And it wasn't until Bud got all his momentum and all of his fans came outside, like myself, popping it and letting it be known that the real boxing fans is out now. We supporting the real champion, the future three-time undisputed champion, Terence Bud Crawford. And that this dude he ain't in there with no easy pickings. Turkey, listen, if you ain't learned one thing about Turkey in Riyadh season, big on the upsets. You ain't been watching? Ain't nobody safe. The politics don't matter with Turk. He got money on top of money. Listen, this man is for the sport of boxing staying in the forefront of combat sports. This man is trying to bring new audience. He's trying to bring in any face, in any way possible. But let me correct myself, not this way, any way possible. Any way he needs to do so without tampering the integrity of the sport. That's what Turkey Al-Sheikh is in the business for. So he let Canelo Alvarez know, you can take this money, but you're going to have to work for it. Yeah, and this he got a guarantee. So win, lose, or draw, he going to get his money. Listen, Canelo Alvarez has been at the top for a long time, guys. And like I said, it's been built up for him to be there. He's been padded and put there for a reason. When it was the old guard of boxing, when it was the battle of the promoters. Yeah, it was a fight before the fight. Y'all forgot? Yeah. When it was, we need to control the cash how, or else by any means, all fighters get on board. Wink, wink. Allegedly. Don't come after me. This is just the boy Active giving you my opinion. Nothing that I say is concrete or to be totally true. Just my opinion. Take it for what you want. But like I said, the battle of the promoters is over. The control the cash cow by any means necessary. Everybody get on board for the greater good of the company. That's dead. So all that, Canelo Alvarez, the cash cow, carrying the country. Yes, and he's going to continue to do so. He is the face of Mexico. He is one of the best, one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. Next to who I will say, from my viewing in my short period of time living on this earth, the Eric Morales, the Barreras, you know what I mean, the Marquez's, he's definitely with those guys. Definitely. I didn't see Julio Cesar Chavez like that. Heard he was a bad man. But based off accomplishments and everything, I don't know if I could put him that high. But because, like I said, he's been padded, man. He's been protected. He had been shielded and definitely heavily protected. So I can't give him legendary status. I can't give him that, but I can give it to Bud because Bud has went through every mandatory, every opposition, every hard competition out there in each weight class. He ain't shy from it. He ran to it. That's the difference between Terence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. So when we mention a dog, mention that. How you got dog in you? Listen, how you got dog in you and you avoiding the best competition? You've been making a habit of it. So I'm supposed to believe you're going to turn into a pet bull after you've been a sheep poodle? You've been a chihuahua, been around here barking, but you ain't really got too much of a bite? Listen, Canelo, you can't get that over on me. Not active. No. We can't let that go. We can't let that go. If you want to be a dog at all times. Don't pick and choose. Terrence ain't picking and choosing. He can't. People ain't even. We got Boots ducking him. We had Earl, side of the street. Chief wanted no parts. Speaking of Boots, y'all getting all hyped talking about this guy in Canelo Alvarez camp and how Terence Bud Crawford fans is spooked. Why would we? He ain't want no parts of Bud. We could have been put that to rest. We don't need it. Doesn't even have to be no Canelo versus Bud. It could have been Crawford versus Boots. Boots wanted no parts of that. So what can he possibly bring to the table to get to Canelo Alvarez to be beneficial to him winning on September 13th? I'll wait. He ain't never had sparred Terence Bud Crawford. He don't fight exactly like Terence Bud Crawford, and he don't got no dog, no mentality whatsoever. The man ran from 147 after he said he wanted to be undisputed. Enough with him. Brian Norman Sr. still calling his name, and I heard he using a couple of words I can't mention on YouTube, but you get what I mean. And how he moving, listen, I ain't gonna say it, but Brian Norman Sr. he see something. I don't know what he see. I ain't necessarily saying I said what he said, but boy, you out here moving something crazy. And then you got the nerves to hype these people up, man. These Canelo fans, like you the second coming. Boy, don't make me laugh. Listen, we got more audio for y'all. Let's get Terence Bud Crawford opinion based upon this shenanigans, man. I swear to God. Listen, Terence, how do you feel about the situation?
It's not me. As much as a lot of people, say we have similarities, we switch a lot, we fight a lot. It's not me.
Definitely not. Definitely not, bud. Shout out Fight Hut.
Yeah, once again, he's not me. He's trying to get to where I'm at.
He ain't even trying, bud. He ain't even trying. Listen, Champ said it best. He can't do nothing for y'all. Nothing. He gave him grace. See, Champ gave him grace. He said he trying to be where he want him, where he at. No, he not. He would have fought Virgil Ortiz. No, he not. He would have fought Brian Norman Jr. You feel me? He would have fought Mario Barrios. Like he said when he was avoiding fighting you at 154, begging you to stay at 147 when he had no plans on staying there. Talking about this man performing under 30%. Listen, enough with boots. Enough with boots. He made his bed. He gonna have to lay in it. When Canelo go to sleep, I don't know about go to sleep, but when he get embarrassed and dominated and lose, we can go ahead and crack the egg on Jerron Boots in his face. That's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? He gonna walk around with that on his face, period, point blank. Team Crawford, we're gonna eat him up. Pause. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be enough with him. Period. Period. You feel me? Till he show us something, he ain't nobody. He ain't done nothing. He ain't to be talked of like he's the second coming or this elite fighter that Canelo Alvarez adds Terence Bud Crawford. He about to see elite. Terence Bud Crawford gonna show him elite, but you're not gonna get that in sparring when on Jerron Boots. Moving past him, let's address this power. I've already broke it down to y'all. This man ain't got no knockouts. Canelo Alvarez ain't got no knockouts in over 4 years. Some would say he's moving way slower, throwing less punches, and tiring out, gassing out in fights much, much faster. That's a recipe for doomsday, right? Any logical boxing fan, you hear those things, and any other fighter, you mention those things about them late in their career. Many pros, fighters, hinting to this fact. We see it in the half-ass training that Canelo has been doing up until this fight. I don't care what you say. I ain't seen nothing but sparring pictures. I ain't seen no road work. I ain't seen no real commitment to the bag. All I know is this man is talking about vacations, and he just had a newborn. Congratulations, but he been taking Bud Light, and this is what we want. But y'all see something different now. This power, whatever happened to power being neutralized and power don't win? You shit. Well, let me correct my words. Power only gets you so far in the sport of boxing. That's what y'all said when Deontay Wilder was putting everybody to sleep. I'm a big fan, still a fan to this day. Bomb Squad. Yeah, my dog didn't have all the skills. We knew this. I knew this. Yeah, my dog wasn't as experienced in Deontay Wilder as many other heavyweights that he was putting to sleep. I was told then when I was speaking to Deontay Wilder, based upon power and power alone, because I couldn't say my boy had anything outside of that. Just keeping it real. It was heart and power with Deontay Wilder, and that's what I was gonna ride with. Still gonna ride with to this day. To this day. Not to get sidetracked. Big fan of Deontay Wilder. But y'all told me the power will be neutralized, and as soon as he reached a fighter such as Tyson Fury or any real boxer, puncher, he's gonna run into some trouble. Now, we see how that, came about. I was proven wrong. So, what changes in this scenario? Because I just told you that Canelo Alvarez's skills is diminishing. Pretty much null and void. He's not as quick. He doesn't work off the jab. He doesn't throw as many punches. He doesn't have good lateral movement. Stand there and get hit unnecessarily. Have real trouble with boxers, movers, counterers. And in his last performance versus William Skull, he could not cut off the ring, folks. He couldn't get to the spots that he needed to be to neutralize William Skull moving from this part of the ring, jabbing him in the face, getting to another part of the ring. Listen, it's on the fighter to cut off the ring. You seen what happened with Israel Mandalov and Terence Bud Crawford. You can move, but it's up to Bud to get in there, engage, get his, and take a few to do it. Is Canelo willing to take these risks this late in his career? Ask yourself. Relying on power and power alone, and him being a bigger man, after we've already seen Terence Bud Crawford prove to us time in, time out that he can move from each weight class and carry his power with no problem. Even get better. From 135 to 147, the knockout percentage increased. It increased. It didn't decrease, it increased. If you didn't hear me in the back. Can we say the name? Can we say the same for Canelo Alvarez? No. No, you can't. I'm going to say you the time. Don't even Google it. Don't even do it. Why? Because you can't. And then we got all the accusations, PEDs, allegedly, so on and so forth. Eddie Reynoso camp, 7 fighters dirty. All of these blemishes and stains. Does that sound like a confident fighter? A fighter with dog in him that has to resort to those means to increase abilities? Terence Bud Crawford never failed a drug test, not once in his career. We know that they increase the dosage of the PEDs so that Canelo Alvarez will legally be able to do what he was busted doing. Allegedly. Allegedly. Now, Canelo Alvarez fans, delusional boxing fans, will have you to believe none of this exists. It's getting kind of hot in here. You know what I mean? Getting kind of hot in here for these guys. They will have you believe none of this exists. It all happened and then it didn't happen and it doesn't be spoke of amongst the boxing community. But over here on Active Sports TV, we're gonna talk about it because we're not going into this fight with no stone unturned. Let me tell you that right up, straight up, off the bat. We're not going in this fight with no stone unturned. Excuse me. Y'all gonna give Terence Bud Crawford his respect. Now, I don't care about y'all giving him his respect before the fight. I need y'all to disrespect him right now. Keep disrespecting. Keep talking about the weight. Keep talking about the experience. Y'all even out here talking crazy, talking about he gonna get knocked out. Now, every minute can get knocked out. Canelo has a great chance to knock Terence Bud Crawford out, just like Terence Bud Crawford has a great chance of knocking Canelo Alvarez out. It's all about who has the best abilities to pull it off. And I'm going to go with the man with every tool in the tool bag in Terence Bud Crawford, who a decorated boxer who's going to be first off the jab, punching in bunches, 2 to 3 combination flurries, great body work, great footwork, switching ability, able to switch in the exact style that gives Canelo Alvarez the most problems. He can do everything to offset Canelo's best ability. But everybody want to ignore that. Terence Bud Crawford can turn southpaw and neutralize Canelo Alvarez, which I believe he's going to do early in the fight. Give him a false impression that he can get to him in the southpaw stance, get his timing down pat, and he's going to hurt Canelo Alvarez. I believe it's going to start from the body and it's going to end bad, man. And it's going to end bad. If it don't be a late stoppage, it's going to be punishment all 12 rounds. That's my prediction. Of a one punch knockout? Of course not. I don't see that from neither fighter. This type of fight, this mega fight, one of these fighters is going to have to get beat into submission. Who's the more likely fighter that to happen? That's the question that needs to be asked. Do Canelo Alvarez have the ability to beat Crawford in submission? Has he done that yet to any fighter outside of Argulo and Carlos Baldomir and James Kirkland? These C class fighters that don't nobody even mention. Now, shout out to those fighters. But if we go that far back, we ain't seen a real dominating performance from Canelo in a long time. Some one punch knockout type stuff, we ain't seen that in forever. So I don't believe he will have to show me he has those capabilities. I don't think you can just, not have it for the last 7-8 years and then just be able to pull it off overnight, especially against the best competition you've seen probably throughout your whole career. I believe Bud is better than damn near everybody other than Floyd. And that can be debated after this, because if he dominates Canelo the way I believe he's going to do, then yeah, I'm moving him up above Floyd for sure. For sure. For sure. Hate it or love it, like I said, scratch your ass and be glad. But yeah, off the bat, that's what it's going to be. Moving on, I told y'all, hopefully y'all got y'all refreshments. This is going to be a low one. We cooking over here. We 11 days out. I can't leave nothing to be left on the table, bro. Like, we addressing everything, and we're going to keep addressing everything all the way up into this fight. And don't forget, September 13th, I will be putting a fight party together, man. We're going to have a couple of my family members, man, a couple of boxing, I won't call them boxing heads, but some more ruin your minds on the sport of boxing. Come along with me, share, that time, and give y'all an exclusive. And just at home feel, man, if you can't watch the fight, you can be able to watch the fight with me. So don't forget that. But this ain't the conclusion. We get into a whole lot. Yeah, we got a whole lot to address. Now, Bomac said some interesting things, and I want to go ahead and get to that audio because Bomac was talking towards this power and, Canelo Alvarez being this bigger guy, and he said it pretty much the best way you can say it. So we're going to go and play that audio, man. So y'all go and kick back, chillax, Bomac, spit that game, man.
Do you have a prediction on the fight for Canelo Alvarez? Ain't no cakewalk. We'll use that. I'm part of that. But what's your message to the naysayers and Terence is too strong? Watch and see. I ain't said you wrong yet.
You ain't did it.
I ain't did it. Start now. Fuck that shit. I started telling them about Spence, but they didn't want to listen. Oh, all right. Do you have a prediction?
And that's that. You feel me? We're going to play another one by Bomac. My bad. Give me 1 second. We're going to play another one by Bomac, man. Where that audio go? Where that audio? Chillax with your boy. But before playing that, I think Bud got a message for y'all.
All those dollars
Yeah, yeah. Work time. Team Bud, stand up. Bud getting ready to take off. Beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Let me see if I got that audio, man. I thought I had it. Oh my God, we getting reckless. Let me see where we at. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. We at? Well, we'll play that on another episode. Don't have that audio for y'all right now at this moment in time, but I can sum it up for y'all. Basically, uh, no, we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll do an exclusive episode on that particular topic. Is Canelo Alvarez power overrated? And how will it be neutralized? And then I'll see if I can find that audio to go along with that content. But let's go ahead and just sum it all up. You know what I mean? I like to take my glasses off at the conclusion of this episode. Had that, sit down conclusion with y'all as we conclude our conversation on this podcast as I address how Canelo Alvarez don't stand a chance and how Terence Bud Crawford will upset him in all the ways possible that's going to happen. Like I said, he's more equipped. He's been fighting the best competition. He has not been half-stepping. This man has been fighting the best in each weight class and doing it in fantastic fashion. You cannot knock someone's hunger and competitive drive. And if you start with Bud, you're going to lose a whole lot of money betting against him. I'm telling you, this ain't the one to bet against. Now, Canelo Alvarez has some things going for him. Like they said, he's the bigger fighter. He's the more experienced fighter. More powerful, that's yet to be determined. I can't give Canelo that edge not demonstrating any knockouts against lower tier competition. Jaime Magia, who got knocked out in his next fight right after Canelo Alvarez, who was a lower tier fighter in comparison to Canelo Alvarez. Edgar Berlanga, who was Canelo real last known highlight of opponent that was talked about, who also C-class fighter, done nothing to be recognized as a great or good boxer. I mean, he was from my opinion, Edgar Berlanga is still a competitor, man. I mean, not a competitor. Oh, lost my train of thought. Oh, a contender. He's a contender. That's as far as he go with Edgar Berlanga. He's not a prospect. He's a contender. He's in the thick of things. But C-class fighter. Contenders start with the letter C. That's the classification for that. You feel me? When it comes to Edgar Berlanga, I mean, he's a contender going against a Hall of Famer. You would think you would get a better outcome, a better performance from Canelo Alvarez, being that he was showed up by Hansa Saras, you feel me, in the next fight to be upsetted by Turkey Al-Sheikh guy. So it's a lot to be questioned, man. It's a lot to be questioned. We're gonna get into it. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode. This is your boy Active telling you stay activated at all times. Salute again to the Active Battalion. If you haven't already, please do so. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. As I told you, we're trying to grow over here, and I can only do that with y'all. So you won't regret what you did, so do so now. We up out of here in a minute.